Yo, what up YouTube? This is the COATS RC45 air operated rim clamp tire changer. Now, if any of you are interested, I'm not selling this one. This one's mine. But if any of you are interested, I'm going to give you guys a review. I'm going to show you guys how it works. I'm going to show you guys the pros of this. There's not really too many cons. It does what it has to do. Some of the specs for this: operating pressure 110 psi to 175 psi. The setup I got, I'll show it to you guys in a bit. It's not the most ideal setup for especially this type of machine that needs a lot of air, but it works for me. The external clamping for this is 6 inches to 24 inches. For the rims, it does not need to have any type of electrical hookup. No 220. This is fully air operated. The air operated units, they work a lot quicker, more responsive, and I just like them a lot better. So the height for this is, just in case you guys think it's not going to fit in your garage or wherever you guys are going to put it, the height is 86 inches, the width 66 inches both ways, and it's a very heavy unit, 600 pounds, man. So if you guys are going to be moving it around, make sure you guys have something to help you out move this thing around. Okay guys, so let's get started with this. Let me give you guys a quick tour first. You got your clamps, and then you got your bead breaker and the rotation pedals. On the left side you got your clamps that moves these clamps in or out. In the middle you got your bead breaker, which is this one right here. And then this bead breaker you can adjust just in case you're gonna do wider rims. You put this pin over here. I really don't have any problems. I've done around 19 up to 19, 18 inch wheels, and I keep it there. And then on the right, which is this one, going up is counterclockwise, going down is clockwise to spin this turntable. Now on this turntable, it has an adjuster here, and the middle is for 14, 15, 16, 17 inch rims, external clamping. And then if you move it down to the last one over here, you do 18 and above. I've never really had it go where I have to use it to this first one. That's for way smaller rims than 14 inches, like 13 and below. But like I said, I never have really used it. So let's say you got an issue with seating the beads on the tire. What Coates did is they put these, they're called sealing jets, on each one of these clamps. You see it there? And what it does is it aids you to seat the beads. If a tire wheel assembly is not seating, air keeps passing through the wheel assembly, that thing helps you out. So to activate that, let's just pretend you have the tire wheel assembly there. To activate that, you would press this twice, and that'll blast the air to seat the beads. So it tells you there, you see on this side. So push twice down and it activates that. Once is to just inflate, and when you let it go, it tells you the PSI you have in the tire. Alright guys, now let me show you guys what it came with. So it came with the lube application bottle, this clamp, the swab, and then this bracket so you can mount it there. It also came with this duck head protector, so if you're working with like nice rims, you don't want to scratch them up. This protects the rim from the steel duck head. I usually take it off. You can also take it off, and I don't have any problems. So just got to be careful with your stuff, man. It also comes with this tire iron, you know, typical size tire iron. It doesn't come with this spick and span bottle though, man. This is special order, man. Pre-order now. I hook it up with some soap and water. That's my tire lube. Limited quantities available, man. So this is my quick setup. You got the air compressor line, this red one, and then it goes to the regulator. Right now I'm hitting 120 psi, and then it goes to the tire machine itself. Before breaking the beads on the machine, we're gonna get your valve core tool. remove the valve core, take out all the air. Once you remove the valve core and all the air is out, throw this valve core away. So you want to start with the valve stem either at 12 o'clock or at 6 o'clock. This is to prevent, let's say you got a TPMS sensor in here like this one. If you put the TPMS sensor here, you're going to bust it up, you're going to break it, and now you're going to have to buy a new TPMS sensor. You could put it here, but just the practice, the better safe than sorry method is 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock to start off. And you can start either one. You got one side, rotate it till it's at 6. The beads popped here, turn it around. It's at 6 still, the valve stem. This side is broken, rotate it again, so now the valve stem is at 12 o'clock. And there you go, the beads are separated from the rim. So let's open these clamps up. Now let's put the wheel and tire assembly onto the machine. Locks in the back, and then you just press the clamps to go in, and it's locked. Okay, so once you got your wheel and tire assembly clamped into the machine, this is where you're going to put your valve stem. This is the location it's going to be at. It's going to be right underneath the duck head, and the reason you want it there is because newer vehicles now come with TPMS sensors, so the sensors are installed on the valve, and this is the safest place to put them so you won't break them when demounting and taking the tire assembly off. Alright guys, so go ahead and get my lube. Spick and span again. Remember, pre-order now. It's just water and soap. Not really spick and span. It'll damage the tires. So I'm going to go ahead and lube the tire up. And that's why I use this bottle, because it's just a lot easier. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we'll get the swing arm, bring it over here with the duck head. We'll push this down so the duck head hits the top of the rim and also the side. Push it up against it, and then we'll get our lever here, push it back, and it lifts exactly the amount of clearance we need here. So that's our clearance there. To get this clearance here, we're going to go with the knob, and this is our adjuster. Go in or out, and we're going to push this arm out. So we got our clearance here. So that's more or less what we want. And remember, the valve is located underneath the duck head. So we're going to go ahead and demount the tire off the wheel. So we're going to put our lever in here, in the rim, and we're going to pry over. So if you guys want, you guys can push down on this side of the tire, and it'll aid you in putting this bead over this top piece of the duck head. So from here, we'll go ahead and rotate it. Remember, this is your rotation, clockwise. And we want the valve to be almost at the same spot where we started, to keep it safe from the next demounting process. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go over here, lift this part of the tire up so it's kind of at this angle. So the bottom bead has to be in the drop center, and I'll show you guys the drop center in a bit. So we're gonna come over here and put the tire iron in here in that same slot, but now we're grabbing the bottom bead and we're gonna lift up. So the bottom bead is now going over that top piece of the duck head. So we're gonna come on this way, and rotate it. Tire's off.
Go.
Alright, so we're gonna remove our tire. This lever goes this way, so this gets out of the way. Push it out of the way, and then you can take your tire off. So now from here, if you wanted to change, it's recommended to always change the seals on especially TPMS sensors. But if, let's say, you had a regular valve, you would do that right now, change out that valve so everything will seal up and you won't get any leaks. You would also clean this up so when the tire is mounted, everything seals up properly. So a good rag or wire brush will clean all this up. So this is your drop center here, what I was talking about earlier. Whether you have it here, it's going to help in mounting and it's going to help in demounting. This is the clearance that's going to help you out. And once you get more familiar with mounting and demounting tires, you'll get used to it. Alright guys, so now we're going to go ahead and mount the tire. So what you want to do is I'm going to push up on this rotation to bring the valve stem over here. This valve stem, I want it like around here for mounting. So that's a good place where to put it. And you always kind of want to put it, I put it here for demounting. More or less you want it here for mounting. And this is going to be a secure place, so I'm not going to damage the sensor when I'm mounting the tire. So we're going to go ahead and lube up the tire. And remember guys, this is all just practice tire, practice rim, practice sensor. It doesn't even work. But I'm just showing you guys how this machine works. So we pick the tire up, put it there. We're not gonna push it down yet. We bring the swing arm, put it to where it locks because we already had it adjusted. Bring this down again so it touches the top piece of the rim. Pull on the lever again so we get our clearance. Now remember, we set this clearance up so we don't need to set it again. Now we're gonna push this tire in there so it's kind of nice and sturdy now. And if you come over here on this side, you're gonna see on this bottom side that the bottom bead is not even gonna touch this sensor. That's why we want this sensor here around this area so it doesn't get damaged at all. If you have it here all the time, you're not gonna damage this sensor. Okay guys, so we're gonna go ahead and put the first bead on. So we're gonna rotate this. And now your sensor's over here, right? So we still need to mount this top bead. So we're gonna bring this sensor back over here. Just make sure this is up out of the way. And this could be more or less where you want it. Right? Now you get this top bead and you see how it's under this piece of the duck head. You're gonna bring it here. So this is gonna guide it in and this is gonna be pushed down. Check out the sensor. It's not touching. This top bead is not even going to be close to that thing. So you'll be good. You're not going to damage the sensor at all. When you're rotating, what you want to do is when it's rotating, you're going to push down on the sidewall of the tire. So this piece of the bead stays under the drop center, stays in the drop center. All right, and that's going to help you to make this tire mounting easier. Easy. Now your valve's over here. I didn't hear anything snap. If you were to mess up this sensor, you would probably hear it snap and fall off. So we're gonna go ahead and get our lever, release it, move this out of the way, and come over here with the clamps, because if you start putting air right away, remember your clamps are clamping the inside of the rim, this inside. And when you're putting in the air, it's going to clamp everything in there. You're not going to be able to take the tire out. So release your clamp and let's go ahead and put air in it. Alright, so now you're going to go ahead and get your new valve core, put it here in the valve. And some people leave it off. It's a way to inflate the tires a lot quicker. The beads seat a lot quicker. But on the smaller tires, I mean, it seats up pretty fine. Go ahead and get your air hose, push that thing in. Seat the beads. So these beads, they set pretty easily. Now if you had a tire that was giving you a problem, like I said, this machine has that tire sealing, those jets that I showed you earlier. Now all you would do is press twice on this while it's on the machine, and that's what it would have done. So check this out, guys. This is the beast. This is what I'm working with. The 150 psi 6-gallon maintenance-free air compressor. It's a Porter cable. Shout out to my dad. He's the one that got it for me. It was a gift. So this is the air compressor that's applying all the air to my tire changer. It does a job, man. It's really loud as heck. Gang of hours on it. But it's sturdy, man. It's still going along. And check this out. I don't need no 220 hookup, man. Look at that. Yeah, boy. Alright guys, so this video is done. I went ahead and put the beast to sleep. It was working overtime today. Now I'll be coming out with some more videos, how to demount and mount truck tires, working with the TPMS tool, doing TPMS sensors, a lot of tire related stuff. So I'll keep the videos coming, and please subscribe. Thank you guys. See you later.